Networking is kind of like a bank. You can't withdraw from an account if you haven't first put money into it. What's up everyone? It's me, Nicole Young, and I am back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about networking and how to build a great network and a great community within the industry that you work in. This doesn't just apply to people in the tech industry. This is something that's applicable to anyone, and this is going to be particularly useful for anyone who deals with social anxiety in networking situations or are an extreme introvert like I am. I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can do right now to start building your network and your community, and a few of the strategies that I have used to help me come out of my shell and build confidence in networking and social situations. But anyway, I'm Nicole Young. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you can do to get started right now building a network and a community in your industry is to start on social media. That was the first thing that I did when I was still trying to figure out my path and where I belonged in the tech industry, and it helped tremendously. So all you need to do is look on the social platforms that you have right now, and if you don't already, start looking for and following people who are doing the types of things that you want to be doing, who have the types of careers that you might want, who are in the industry and have interests that you have and that you are passionate about. Once you follow them, engage with their content. Start showing interest and displaying the fact that you have similar interests and care about the things that they are talking about. This will for sure have them start to notice you and enable you to get in and start building bonds and relationships with people online. And I would particularly suggest you looking for people who live in your area and have those shared interests, because those bonds and relationships that you build online could quickly turn into in real life relationships if you have close proximity to some of the people that you're talking to. The next thing that you can do right now to get started is to start looking on apps for events and groups that are around the types of topics that are of interest to you or the industry that you are in or want to be in. Apps like Facebook is always a great one. It's a really great way to start finding people, building a community online, and also starting to see who in your area may also have those interests. Meetup is another great one. Meetup is a favorite of mine because I can always find new and exciting events and programs happening that are geared directly towards my interests happening in my city. Not only am I finding events and content around the things that I like doing, that I am passionate about, but I'm also able to get in the room with people with similar interests, and that is how bonds start to form and how I've made a lot of friends over the last year. So once you download those apps and you find some events and some programs and things to start getting into, make sure you sign up for them and actually go. Now for some strategies. Now, the first strategy I have for you is one that you can do even before you leave the house to go to your first networking event. This one changed the game for me. When I was super nervous to start getting involved and start attending networking events, one thing that I decided to do was set some goals or intentions for myself for the event that I was going to be attending to help me keep my mind off the social anxiety that I a lot of times feel when I'm put into situations where I'm around a big crowd of people that I'm unfamiliar with. So some examples of goals that I have set for myself for these events are: I picked a question and then had my goal be that I was going to get that question answered by the end of the night. When I first got started into the tech industry, I became really interested in the diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts that were happening in the tech industry. And one of the questions that I wanted to be answered was, what is being done to diversify the tech industry in this city? When I had that question in mind and had the goal of having it answered, I saw that that helped to guide me through the conversations that I was having with other people. setting that goal took a lot of pressure off of me to feel like I had to work the room and that I had to walk away with a ton of business cards or LinkedIn connections or anything like that. I was just focused on getting one person to talk to me long enough to get to know them and to have some type of meaningful talk or connection with them. The first networking event that I attended with this goal, I did have one meaningful conversation with one person, and at the next event that I attended, that person introduced me to other people that they knew, and then a ripple effect began to happen. The more events that I attended, the more I realized that I was starting to know more people that were in the room instead of constantly being a stranger. And that really helped to ease a lot of the fears that I was having. It really helped me to feel a lot more comfortable in my skin in the social situations, even if I didn't necessarily know who would be there. I knew that I would possibly know at least one person, and that helped to really calm my nerves and my fears. I think a lot of times we associate networking with take, and what can I get out of this, and how can I get connections so that I can get a job, or so that I can, level up in some type of way socially. But when you go about things in general in life, but also in these networking events, from the frame of mind of what can I do for each person that I interact with that would add value to their life in one way or another, it can really make a difference in the long term of just finding any little thing that you can do to add value to other people. Offer your services in a non-salesy way, offer to volunteer to help, take interest in what other people are doing, and try to see if there's a way that you can take the knowledge and skills that you have to make a positive impact on what they are doing. And I promise you that when you start doing this and you start looking at situations not for what you can get out of them, but for what value you can add to them, the law of attraction, it's just going to start coming back to you. When you do more for people, people will be more apt and more willing to do things for you when you need it. Networking is kind of like a bank. You can't withdraw from an account if you haven't first put money into it. So think of it like that. If you put good things into the world and you give value to the people that you are meeting and connecting with, that good will come right back to you. I promise. The next thing that you can do is make an effort to remember names. When you take the time and make the effort to remember who people are, remember a little bit about them, remember their name, they will definitely notice and it will mean a lot to them. And with the law of reciprocity and attraction, same thing, showing that you care in that little way will definitely lead to positive things coming back to you. Hello, how are you? Are you gonna come to the video? You're in the video now? Okay, can you sit? Hey, how about you go sit down? You wanna lay down? Go sit down. Thank you. See ya. The last strategy that I have for you is to keep showing up. My dad always told me that when you start showing people that you care, people will start caring about what you know. And that is so true and has been true for me. When I began to network and show up for the types of things that I cared about and use these strategies to kind of overcome my social anxiety, but also make meaningful connections and a network in the industry that I was entering into, which was tech, I started to realize that I was attracting a lot of opportunities to speak publicly, to be featured online, just by showing up to things and saying, this is what I care about. Once I started to do that and following these simple things of trying to add value more than I was taking value, I started to see a huge difference in the growth and expansion of my community online and in person. So I am sure that if you try to implement just a few of these strategies and these things right now, that you'll start to see that same growth and expansion as well. That is all I have for you guys. If you got anything out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments below what part of the strategy you might try right away. And if you do try anything from this video, go over to my Instagram at nicole.young and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it and celebrate you, because I definitely know that networking can be really tough and taxing on those of us who are very introverted, but it is needed and it's necessary, and it can have a huge positive impact on your life. So I hope this video makes it a little easier on you. And with that, I am out. I love you guys.